The Nintendo Switch version 10.0 firmware update has just gone live, and with it came button mapping, so you can change any button to whatever you want it to be. That's great for accessibility, but you can go even further. So you may remember in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, you play with one controller. And you know, with games like Animal Crossing, that's not really feasible because the right stick controls the camera and the left stick controls the player. However, we can change things around. So let's go into the controller settings a moment, go all the way down to this one to change button mapping. What I'm going to do is something quite drastic. We're going to go down to control stick settings and change the left stick to the right stick. Now, I'm not quite happy with that, so what I'm going to do also is utilize the SL and SR buttons. So my Nook miles are going to be on SL, and I'm going to change SR to be up on the D-pad, so that basically I can look at my weapons and change... Not my weapons? They're not weapons! My items and change them on the fly. So now, when we go into Animal Crossing New Horizons, I can move around entirely with one controller. So SR brings up my weapon wheel, SL brings up my Nook miles, and everything apart from that is fully accessible. So we can't change the camera angle, but that's not really too much of a concern in Animal Crossing. You can play just fine without it. I might want to change B being run, because it is kind of tricky to press both at the same time. But again, running isn't really essential in Animal Crossing, just take your time. So yeah, everything, you know, the menu's there, I can shake trees still. There's basically nothing I can't do. So if you do have something up with one of your hands, you can literally just change and play with one Joy-Con. This is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. And you know, even for those who don't have a disability, you can literally just like multitask while playing your Switch now, which is super cool. But this is quite a simple example. I have more though, so come and join me, I'll show you exactly how you can play your Switch games with one hand. So how about something a little more complicated like a platformer? Well, right now we have a little hurdle here. Press L and R at the same time. So what I'm going to do is go back into the controller settings, and I'm going to change things up a bit more drastically than Animal Crossing. So first up, we're going to change the stick orientation, of course. So let's go down to control stick settings and flip that. That's very important. Now, how are we going to do this? So basically, moving and pressing B is going to be tricky. So B is not going to be the jump button. Instead, I think R should be the jump button, because that way I can move around and literally just go like this, just fine. And then ZR is going to be our grab. And now all we want really now is, I guess SR can be the L button. So let's change that to that. And we need the R button too. We just got rid of R for B. So I guess SL's just going to be our button. So that should be fine. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. And the thing is with Tropical Freeze as well, is this game has motion control, so that's really going to change up our flexibility. So first we're going to start the game with SL and SR. We're in. I'm just going to boot up any old level and see how we do. But first, motion off. I'm going to turn it on, because that way all I need is jump on R, ZR is grab, and I can just shake like I was playing a Wii game almost. So this should, theoretically, go very well. Alright, so playing one of my favourite levels in the entire game, being Grassland Groove, and if you do have a disability, then you might not want motion controls to be on. You can use any other button, Y would be fine, one of the SL and SR buttons would be fine. But for me, this feels very natural. So basically I have my finger resting on the R button the entire time for jump, and everything else is just free. Like, this is just really, really comfortable. I could play the whole game like this. And I'm someone who never really had much of an issue using motion controls in DKC Returns on the Wii. So yeah, can we pick up a barrel? Just fine with the ZR button, yeah. And this level has some climbing sections too, so we'll see how smooth they are. But I wonder how, can I still speedrun like this? Let's see. Let's start from now. Now we're in speedrun territory. Earlier on we were just fooling around. There you go, this the speedrun of the century. And yeah, let's try some grabbing now. So we just press R and then switch to ZR. Yeah, this works really, really well. If I were to be editing with one hand, playing DKC with the other hand, it's fully possible now. No one can stop me. My DKC playing knows no bounds now. Now this section may be tricky because we've got to switch between jump and grab when on these giraffes over here. So let's see how well that works. So we go like that, yep. And now, how about now? So I'm kind of relying on Dixie Kong there. That might be an issue. So what I can do actually is switch between... So I still have B on to jump over here. So this still works well. But otherwise I'll be relying on my buddy. So I might want to tweak things a little bit, but for the most part, this control scheme works extremely well with one hand. So that's how a platformer works with one hand, but how about other games? Let's get a bit more intense and go to a fighting game. Okay, so we're gonna play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with one hand. And here's the thing, this controller doesn't do much. Like, you have, I guess, shield and grab, but shield and grab are also on this controller, so all we really need is the left stick. However, I am going to change a couple of things, so let's go into our settings a moment. What I'm going to do is first change the stick around, that's very important. So control stick settings, left stick, okay. But when you're playing, pressing jump and moving at the same time is going to be tricky. So I'm going to put jump on SL. So let's change that to the X button. You could of course flick the stick up, but I don't really like that in Smash. So we've got this up. That should work fine. I think that should more or less be what we need. So let's try playing a quick Smash match this way. Okay, so we're going to do a quick 2-minute time match against a level 6 CPU. Don't want to push myself too hard for this. But basically the only difference is jump is on SL and the left stick is the right stick. So we can't do smash attacks as simply without another stick. But otherwise, this shouldn't go too badly. Now I am curious how easy it's going to be to do side attacks. Like, because we're sort of jumping between the two, and that might be a little bit tricky. But otherwise, I can pull everything off. Like, look at this. This is going pretty well. We can grab, we can shield. Let's grab Joker. So yeah, you can do smash attacks still. It's just kind of trickier than usual. But yeah, this isn't going too badly so far. I guess it depends on the character you're choosing too. Like, some might be, oh, that could have been good. Some might be a little trickier to handle than others. Depends how intense they are. I'm kind of curious to go online and test this, see if we can beat anyone. Now, at the end of this video, I'll do exactly that. We'll see if we can beat anybody online with one hand. And then there'll be video evidence to prove to the world. I'm not using actually SL that much. Maybe I should be using that a bit more. Because it frees up your hand a lot more than using either up or X would. But it gets out of the way of the buttons too. Come on, Joker. There we go. We don't want you around here anymore. So we haven't taken much damage. I'm kind of impressed. So I'm not playing great, but I am holding my own considerably well, I'd say, for one-handed player. Especially as I haven't really got used to this control scheme yet. I am using the arrow a lot, though. Projectiles seem to be your friends with this kind of setup. But yeah, Byleth is a pretty friendly player for this, because a lot of their attacks are slow, which gives you a lot of time to sort of reach for the buttons. Whereas a faster player might be a little trickier. Let's try and get one more hit on Joker. Come on, die! No more Joker. Doing a recovery might be one of the trickier things. Yay, there we go! So that's Smash with one hand. It's fully viable. It's not as comfortable as a two-handed controller, but it still works. So for those who struggle at Smash, or those who have some kind of disability, this should be fine. So you know what, let's go a bit more casual and play Mario Kart with one hand, and this shouldn't be too tricky. Alright, so next up, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now this game does have some accessibility options, such as auto-accelerate, and while they'd work really well for this setup, I'm not going to use them. So what I'm going to do is first go into the controller settings once again, and we are going to change the sticks first and foremost to get rid of the left one. We won't need it anymore. Okay, so no more left stick. Now what I'm going to do is something crazy. So ZR is drift usually, right? But I just thought, using A to accelerate while using the stick, that's not comfortable. So I'm going to change ZR to be A. That's going to be my new accelerate. Now how about drift? SL, I reckon, be a good drift. Because no other button's really comfortable to press while accelerating, or while steering even. So that is going to be our brand new drift. Now what about item? So item, I think, it could be R, but that again, that's going to be hard to press with all these buttons here. So what I'm going to do for item is use X. So X is going to be ZL, I believe. So that should all be smooth now. You could change it to your own preference. I just think this might work well for me. But I think ZR is just a really natural place to have accelerate, especially as a lot of other driving games use that button to accelerate. So you're not really changing a great deal. Now I am going to go online. We can see what place we can get online using this setup. I'm not too confident. I've not tested this myself yet, but I think just the placement of this. I'm not really moving anything around, so I'm always sort of in the same place, apart from when I have to press for the item. I am losing the ability to look behind me, but I can always move that to like Y or A or B. But you know, I'm going to skip until we're in the race, because we've got to sit through whatever they're doing first. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Alright, so I don't know where my confidence level is at, because I've not tested this yet, but in theory, it should go pretty smoothly. So let's give it a go. We're playing TikTok Clock online, and I want to see where I come. I'm really curious how well I can perform without the other controller. So far so good. Like a ZR feels like a really smooth accelerate, and using that to drift isn't so bad. Forgot to get the boost there. That's going to take some time to get used to, and miss the item, but apart from that, so far not so bad. So let's just try doing that. Yeah, that works pretty smoothly too. So let's get... Oh no, we're never going to get an item! We're never going to be able to test this! So I'm kind of... Yeah, I'm gripping the controller in a way I wouldn't usually, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable though. Because you're always in the same position, so you're not really moving around. Come on, let us get an item! This isn't fair! Alright, so now we test X being our item. And thankfully, we got some mushrooms. So, taking your hand off the steering to use your item doesn't feel the best. But it's still not terrible. And we're not losing, so, you know, there's that. Could be worse. And I am feeling myself starting to grip this thing a bit too much now. So I'm going to have to, like, reaffirm my grip a bit more. But yeah, we're not doing great. But maybe there'll be a comeback. There we go, this is what we need. However, everyone behind us also has a star, so I don't feel special anymore. What did we get hit by? Oh god, we were so close to that person's invincibility. So we're not doing terribly. I'm pretty confident we can make a comeback. I mean, we had an awful start missing every item. However, just keep into account, these fellas are all two-handed gamers. We're just showing, we're proving the world, you don't need two hands. Come on, give us something good. Give us something good. That might be good. We'll see. Oh, that person fell. Good. Fall. All of you fall. Ha 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 ha. So we managed to come 7th with one hand. Not awful. Could be better. Could be worse though. I mean, we beat all those people. All those two-handed people. So that is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with one hand. However, I saved the most complex for last. One of my favorite games of all time. Can you play it with one hand? Let us see. So you probably know, I like Resident Evil 4. I've played over hundreds and hundreds of hours, have like 7 versions. However, it doesn't really use the right stick. This camera is pretty useless, so can this work with a single Joy-Con? Well, there's a few functions we need, like this being knife, this being aim. However, I think we can make it work. There might need to be a couple more rearrangements than usual though. So first off, no more left Joy-Con, get rid of that. What we're going to do first, of course, as usual, flip the Joy-Con sticks. Okay. Now, I'm thinking, B being run won't fly. We can either make it click in to run, or R can be run. I think R be a really good run button, so R is going to be B. Now, I just thought of one problem. QuickTime events won't work so well, because the buttons are going to be all over the place. You can memorize them, but otherwise, might be a bit iffy. But that's another problem. Mercenaries work fine, but apart from that. Okay, so we've got this there. This is going to be aim. So aim has to be ZL rather than ZR, so you can be down here. Now, this is looking pretty smooth. We need our knife. So knife can be on SL, because it's not really a major function. And we're going to have to skip cutscene, so this can be minus. And I think we're set. I think this is all we need. We'll give it a go. There might be some hurdles. So let's have a little look and see how well this works. So yeah, SL is knife. Not something we need very often. A to use it. ZR aim. Yeah, this feels perfect. Now to reload, I guess we're going to have to like grip both and go like that. So that's kind of problematic. But R, being run. We can do the quick turn. Yeah, this feels so smooth. We can get into our inventory just fine. We have to use L to back out because that's now B. But yeah, I'm curious how well I can play with this. I think it's going to have a bit of a learning curve, but otherwise, we can use this to skip cutscenes. Otherwise, I think we've got the perfect setup for Resident Evil 4 right here. So now I can do everything I've ever wanted while playing Resident Evil 4 at the same time. Skip the cutscene. And you, buddy, can get out of here. Kick, still Y. And you're alive still, so let's just go down and slash you a little bit. Just a little slash. Skip the cutscene. But again, I'm baffled how well this works. There's a bit of a learning curve just to get it, like getting used to where all the buttons are. Please don't kill us. We want nothing to do with you. Alright, let's get this guy. So yeah, I'm going towards the buttons that I'm used to, which is always going to be a learning curve when you change the buttons up. But otherwise, this feels great. I'm baffled how well this works. So some of you are alive still. Who's living? Who's still living? You! There we go. So this feels amazing. Wow. Let's go save the dog. But yeah, I mean, this is basically 5 Switch games that work one-handed. I'm sure there are plenty more, but if a game doesn't really utilize the camera, I'm not going to kill him, don't worry. He's going to be free. You can play it just fine with a single Joy-Con, as long as it doesn't use too many buttons. So, what games can you guys play with a single Joy-Con? And more importantly, is it comfortable? Oh no, I forgot about you! Let us know in the comments below. Before I go though, I promised I'd play Smash online with a single Joy-Con. I'm going to live up to that promise. So let's go and do that. So yeah, guys, this is Resident Evil 4. I can play it forever, but I promise you Smash. So let's go and play Smash online, one-handed. Alright, so here we are playing Smash online with one hand. I didn't go with any members of Elite Smash, because I'm scared of losing them. So I went with someone I'm not very good at, being King K. Rool. Now, I think he might be good for one-handed play though. Might unlock his full potential. Because his moves are all pretty slow, and coming to a stop shouldn't be much of an issue. Which I might have to do. So, let's give this a go. Oh no. Okay, oh no! Someone with a counter! That is not what I need. Actually, I have a counter though. So maybe I can counter back. God, I don't know if I can get a hit in. Come on, hopefully he will just, jump off the edge and die. That'd be nice. Thankfully, King K. Rool's recovery is really nice for this. Because there's lots of leniency there. There we go, we got hit. That's a victory for me. As long as we can get hit in, I'm fine. I'm gonna get so many tweets like, oh, I beat you in Smash! Joke's on you. I didn't have a hand. Yeah, getting like those side smashes in, pretty tricky. However, we are getting a few more hits now, which I'm happy with. But I'm bad against Mario players at the best of times, so I'm happy that we're getting some hits in. If I can take a stock, that's a moral victory. Oh, come on! We're getting the hang of this. A bit better than the start of the match. Oh, nearly got the grab. I haven't messed up a recovery yet. Which is good. He's not using his cape as much as well, so maybe he's getting... Oh, no, he just used the cape! He just used it! There we are, that's better. Yeah, we're getting a good comeback here. Oh, if he didn't shield, we might have took the stock. Come on. All I want is to take your stock. Is that so much to ask? I don't ask much of you. Oh god, that's slowly hurtling towards us. I mean, I've got 2 stock left. As long as I can take one of his, I'm happy. And I think we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Yeah, Mario's combos I'm bad against even with two hands. He seems to be a lot more defensive than earlier. So getting any heavy hit in might be a bit of a struggle. Oh! Oh! You had to go in perfect shield, didn't you? There we go. Alright, we took a stock with one hand. We're kind of holding our own. Not much, but kinda. I don't mind how this match turns out now. We've taken a stock. I can get the side attacks in much easier when going from the right rather than the left. I don't know why that is. Could just be because I'm right-handed, but I don't know. Can we take another one? Or shall we just try and survive for 4 minutes and then go to sudden death? That might be the way forward. You know what? We might be able to come back and win this. There's potential. I don't think it's possible, but there's potential. Yeah, I could have survived that, but I was kind of letting go of the left on the stick. We're not using our counter much. Let's try and use it. And fail. Come on, let's take another stock. Shouldn't be too hard. God. Let me down. No more you. No more you. Come on, we can do this. We're on that similar HP. Oh god, I messed up the recovery. Yeah, oh yes, okay, alright. Come on, the comeback. Let's win this. No more Mario. I think he knows that I can't do side specials from the left. Okay, lag's on our side. Oh no! No! Oh, that could have been like a slow motion to be continued there. Come on. Maybe I should like lure him over the edge and try and make him just jump off. Come on, throw it. I dare ya. Please throw it, just not at me. I said not at me, Mario. Well, that is Smash Online with one hand. I didn't do well, but I did kind of hold my own, kind of. Kind of being the keyword. So if you enjoyed this video, let us know down below. And are there any Switch games you can play with one hand now with button reconfiguration? Let us know down below, and until next time everyone, bye!